Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Match Betting Chronicles. So, for anyone that knows me, you know I'm fascinated by two-ups and the best strategies to approach them. And today I just want to talk about super teams. So, my favorite team at the moment is this one, Sassuolo. Now, they're an absolute super team. Thanks to these guys, December was a really profitable month. They were involved in 3 full turnarounds in the space of like 3 weeks. So I'm not saying they were the team that went two ahead, but they were involved. So what people normally do is they use software like this to just back teams that are plus EV. So the good thing about this is that even if you know nothing about football, you can still make lots of profit because you'll be getting on teams like Ipswich that have close odds, Nottingham Forest, and you'll just be hoping that they go two up. And you don't have to have any football knowledge to do that, and you're still going to make lots of profit overall. But my approach is you have to be choosy as well, because if you've got a limited bankroll, you can't take every single team on this list. You just haven't got enough liability to cover it on the exchanges. But also, even if you've got a massive bankroll, you can't take like 40 matches on one account, because that bookie is going to think you've got some sort of gambling problem and is probably going to review your account. So what I'm saying is you need to make sure you've got some super teams. And there'll be teams on this that I might avoid. Earlier, I can't find them now, but Barnsley were on there. So I'll show you what odds they were. 5.25 to back and 5.5 to lay. And that is a plus EV bet. With 100 stake, you're taking a qualifying loss of £4.55, which is not bad at all. But is it really a plus EV bet? Because Barnsley, look, let's look at the table. Barnsley have only scored 17 goals, right? That's terrible. And I know they conceded a lot. So if they did go two up, they'd probably they got a good chance of throwing it away. But 17 goals, you can't see them getting many. Look, they're playing Bournemouth, so they've only conceded 24 goals, and that is the second best defence in the league. Only West Brom have done better with 20 goals. So I just can't see the team with the worst offence is going to be able to go two up against Bournemouth. And, they may well do. Anything can happen in football. But what I'm saying is, if you can't get on every single match, then you have to be a little bit picky, right? Anyway, let's go back to Sassuolo. So I'm using the odds portal to show the historical games. And on the 1st of December, I backed Napoli. And Napoli are another fantastic team to get on if you can, because they just go for broke, I always feel that they're just as likely to concede as they are to score if they're playing a good team. This season it's difficult because they're going for the title and you won't always get good odds on them, but they were okay. They were 1.8 to back, I think, and the lay odds were very close, so I got a big stake on, and it was Napoli that went two up in this game, and Sassuolo came back to draw. Just 4 days later, Sassuolo were playing Spezia, and what a juicy match this is, because Spezia are also another super team for two ups. There was one at the beginning of the season that I think they played Cagliari, and they went two up and threw it away. So yeah, two teams like this playing each other, that's a match made in heaven. And I managed to get on Sassuolo, but I just couldn't get on Spezia because the odds were far too wide. And I was watching the exchange very closely, but every time the lay went down, the bookies cut Spezia very quickly. So I just couldn't get a plus EV bet on. Now, it's getting closer to kickoff. I desperately want to get on Spezia. So I took a risk. I backed Spezia at odds of 3, and on the exchange they were odds of 3.3, 3.35. They were flicking around this area. And I just thought, right, I'm going for it now. And what I did was a bit risky, so I'll show you. Not this. Yeah. I put £200 on when the odds were like this. So that's a minus £20 qualifying loss, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying do that. What I did is I queued it at 3.2. So normally I'd be losing £12.50 on that, which is still not regarded as a plus EV bet. I don't think many people would take that. Maybe if it was like this, 3.15, a lot of people would take it, but not so many at 3.2. But, you know, I've already backed, I'm committed now. And I still didn't want to take that kind of loss. So what I did is I underlaid for 181.82, and that's a qualifying loss of minus 18. But if Spezia managed to win, it's a 0 qualifying loss. So that's what I thought I'll go for. And fortunately for me, the lay did match. And Spezia, couldn't believe my luck. They went 2-0 up. And that means, yeah, I've got 0 qualifying loss because the bookies have already paid out for that 2 up. So even though I took a, wide odds, I've got away with this one. And then the day got even better. Sassuolo have come back to draw the match. So happy days. And then the 19th of December, Fiorentina versus Sassuolo. And this time it was Sassuolo that went 2 up, and Fiorentina came back to draw. So, yeah, what can you say? Within 3 weeks, Sassuolo have been involved in 3 full turnarounds, and that is a super team, you know. Sassuolo are just as likely to concede as they are to score, so you kind of want to be on both sides of their match there. So anyway, I'm sorry, this video sounds like I'm boasting a bit, but the point I was trying to make is that you need to try and get on some of these super teams, and you need to be a bit flexible with the odds. You can't just be too rigid with the odds. And the match betting purists are going to absolutely hate me for saying that, but I'd rather take a higher qualifying loss on a team like that Sassuolo than a normal qualifying loss on a team like Barnsley that, when they're playing Bournemouth and you think there's not much chance of them going 2 up. So anyway, that's just my opinion, and this strategy is kind of working for me. And the other thing I'd say is that, when you get juicy matches like this, Spezia versus Sassuolo, you've got to try and get on both sides if you can. So back one side with Bet365, back the other one with Paddy Power if you can. But you have to keep a good eye on the exchange and the odds on the bookies. Anyway, guys, it's thanks for listening. And what I wanted to say is, if you have any super teams of your own, please leave a message in the comments. I'd be very interested to listen. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.